Hello everyone, I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. If today is your first time, I do want to welcome you. On today's episode, we will be focusing on how we use sound expressions in tree language. Okay, this episode is very interesting and I think it's funny as well. So, we Akans or tree speaking people, we tend to use sound expressions a lot, okay? And today we are going to go over a couple of sound expressions. So, when you're talking to an Akan speaking person, and for instance, they are in shock, they will probably say, "Oh, oh," that is a sound of being in shock. "Oh," or when they say, "Ah, ah." It's like when someone is surprised about something or they've had epiphany about something, like you're teaching someone math and they don't get it, and eventually you find an easier way to solve the problem, and they go, "Ah, oh, okay." Like, oh, that's like the light has lit up in their head. Ah, okay. Also, when someone says the sound is like when you're talking to somebody and they are not happy about something, okay? And I'll give you an instance. Let's say that somebody's warning you, okay? Someone is warning you that, hey, you shouldn't go to that friend's birthday party, and you say, "I'm gonna go anyway." You'll hear sounds like in other words, if you go and something happens to you, that is your problem. mm. I know this is funny, like I said before, it's really fun. These sounds are very funny, but yeah, that's our way of communicating with people. We might not use words, but these sounds means a lot. It's almost like using words. Okay, another interesting one is when you're talking to someone, and I'll give you an instance, okay? Let's say that two people are competing in anything. It's very common for an account speaking person to say chia, chia, meaning that, let's say that two people are competing in, I don't know, in swimming, okay? And you say that, "I think the person in the pink is going to win over the person in the blue." And if the person supporting the person in the blue disagrees with you, you hear sounds like chia, Debbie, Debbie, chia, meaning that it's just impossible. I disagree. Okay? All right. Majority of our sound expressions tend to sound alike, and I'll give you an instance. When somebody says, uh, uh, typically this happens when two people are arguing about something and the other party is trying to tell whoever that is having a confrontation with that, "Do you think I'm gonna sit there for this to condone this behavior? I'm not going to sit there to let you walk over me." uh like when two people are having a confrontation with one another, and one is trying to prove to the other one that, "I'm not gonna sit there for you to mistreat me, walk over me, or do something, something that it's not tolerable. So you hear that the other person say something like, I'm not gonna sit there for you to, maltreat me. Another sound is ah. So even though they all sound alike, there you place more emphasis on the second one. Ah. This happens when, let's say that you are teaching somebody something and finally they come to an understanding what you are trying to tell them or explaining to them. Though you hear sounds like oh, like, oh, okay, now I get it. So, uh, and they have two different meanings, okay? So when you're talking to an account speaking person and you hear the person is not happy, okay? Typically, you hear the sounds when there's a confrontation taking place, and is when you're teaching somebody something and they've come to understand and they want to express it to you to let them know that, oh, I get it. Okay. Well, I hope this today's lessons was useful to you. Um, if you have any questions, please leave them down below for me, and I really appreciate it. I know that people has been asking me to put some of these words in writing. The true fact of the matter is I can speak the language fluently, but I'm also learning how to write it and how to read it. Okay? I traveled abroad when I was very, very young. And so, as much as I can speak the language fluently, I'm also learning how to read it, to be fluent in reading and also in writing. So please bear with me. However, if I do teach a lesson and I feel like I can write it comfortably, I will write it down and post it with the lesson. So please bear with me, okay? Thank you so much for coming by and staying tuned. I want to thank you so much again, and remember that life without Jesus Christ is lifeless. I love you all so much. God bless you. Until next time, bye bye.